So you realize debt has become a problem in your life. And you're probably wondering, man, how the hell did I get here? Look, I've been there. I made over $1 million by the time I was 25. I had $100,000 saved in the bank at one point, and I thought I was good. I assumed, man, I make good money. It'll all work itself out. Spoiler alert, it didn't. I got cocky. I stopped tracking my finances. I upgraded my lifestyle way too fast. And before I knew it, I was way over $50,000 in debt across credit cards, other loans, cars, you know it. And there was one major wake-up call and lesson here. Just because you make money doesn't mean you know how to manage it. I had to get real with myself. I had to stop hoping and start fixing. And that's what this video is all about. I'm going to walk you through the exact steps that you can use to start paying off your debt right away. And it's the exact process that I'm using to turn things around in my life and how you can too. If you're new here, I'm Christopher. I became an entrepreneur at 20, made my first million, as I mentioned, by 25, and now I share hard-earned lessons such as the ones today to help conscious entrepreneurial professionals such as maybe yourself to reach their next level and to double the productivity, peace, and prosperity they have in their lives. So we're going to get started and just jump right in. Step one, how to start paying off your debt is accept. Now, what do I mean by accept? I mean, you need to accept your situation fully. The first step to paying off your debt isn't some app or really even a strategy. It's ownership. Unless you start with this first step, you're not going to take action on other things. Most people that are stuck in debt are in denial. Not because they don't care about the debt, but because the truth feels way too heavy and scary. You've got to accept your situation completely. I avoided this for far too long. I stopped checking my finances. I paid the minimum payments and I told myself, it's fine. But deep down, I felt this crushing weight every single day. The stress, the shame, the anxiety of not knowing how bad it really was. So the first step isn't a spreadsheet or some fancy app or tool. It's surrender. You have to stop pretending it's not that bad. Stop hiding behind, I make good money, or stop waiting for a better time. Until you face it and accept your situation fully, you'll keep bleeding out. So here's what I did, and here's what I want you to do too. So you're going to take inventory. So to take inventory, what you need to do is you need to open every card, every loan balance, every account. You want to list all the balances, all the interest rates, all the minimums. You want to know your total and exact debt. Not a guess, not a ballpark, I mean exact amount down to the penny. And then I want you to accept it without shame. You can literally say out loud, look, this is where I am, and that's okay because I'm taking responsibility now. And the moment I did this, something shifted inside of me, and even externally. Not because the numbers were pretty, in fact, it was the opposite, but because the avoidance was over. I quit running from my mistakes. And there's a lesson here. When you quit running from your mistakes, they will stop chasing you. The moment I finally got honest with myself, everything started to change and I felt much more empowered. By the way, if this resonates so far and you want help rebuilding your money systems and mindset, you can click the link down in the description to grab my free personal finance guide or book a call to work with me one-on-one. And now let's jump into step number 2, and that is strategy. Now that you've accepted your situation and you've taken inventory, you know your numbers, it's time to pick a payoff strategy. And what I want to really hammer home here is that you don't need a perfect plan. You just need a direction that you can stay consistent with and that feels right for you. There are 2 main strategies that I recommend that I've seen work, and that is, number 1, the debt snowball method. So the debt snowball method is where you make minimum payments on all your debts except for the smallest debt. That debt, the littlest one, you put all the extra cash towards, and then once it's paid off, then you move to the next smallest debt. The cool thing about the debt snowball is it's really great for creating quick momentum and quick wins that helps you to stay with this process. And then the second strategy is the avalanche. So with the avalanche, you want to list your debts from highest to lowest interest rate and then start paying towards the debt that has the highest interest rate first, regardless of the balance. This option saves you the most money in the long run, and it's technically the smartest path mathematically, although it's harder than the snowball. So you might be wondering, well, which one is better? The one that you'll follow. If you're motivated by quick wins and you want to see momentum faster, go snowball. And if you want to pay things off with the lowest amount of interest accrued possible, then go avalanche. Remember, the goal isn't only to be debt-free, the goal is to reclaim peace. So whatever option is going to help you to do that the fastest and make you feel most comfortable along the way is the one that you should pick. Either one is going to help you to stop feeling behind and to stop lying to yourself about what's actually sustainable. So now that you've accepted your situation, you've kind of taken inventory of your numbers, you've picked a payoff strategy, now you're ready for step 3, and that is negotiate and or consolidate. One of the most powerful moves that I made throughout this whole process was calling my creditors. I didn't have a lawyer or fancy language or any of that. I just had humility, and I said, look, I want to pay you back, but I need help. Can we work something out? And they said yes. This step alone has saved me thousands and thousands of dollars. I did this with multiple credit cards, and I was able to get them to reduce my interest rate all the way from 30% down to 5%, or on some even 0%, all of them with lower payments than I previously had. Can I guarantee you that they're going to do that for you? No, but I can tell you this much. The banks would rather get paid than not. And if you're sincere, you're calm, and you're respectful, but firm, they will usually work with you and make something happen. And then your second option is debt consolidation. If you've got multiple debts, consider consolidating them all into one with a lower interest rate and monthly payment. The pros with consolidation is it's simpler and it's often cheaper because it's all under one roof. But there is a catch, and one warning I want to issue to you. I made this mistake. I consolidated all of my debts, and then I ran my credit cards that I paid off right back up. This is the most expensive lesson that I've learned throughout this process. So if you consolidate your debt, stop using your old credit cards. Cut them up, freeze the accounts, lock them away, whatever it takes. Credit can't be your lifeline anymore. Discipline needs to be. And you might be asking, well, what if I really just can't pay my bills without using my credit card? Then pick one credit card and destroy the rest. You don't want to be in survival mode anymore. You want to be in stewardship mode, which means you want to negotiate with your creditors to reduce your monthly payments and interest rates, and or consolidate your debt to make this whole process easier. You've taken inventory, you've accepted your situation, you've got your strategy. Now make it easier and less expensive for you. And now you're ready for step 4, which is build systems. So let's talk about building systems. Getting out of debt is hard, but staying out of debt is harder. And that's why you need a simple structure or simple system. So first things first, you want to build a simple money system. So I'm just going to put a little money symbol, money system. And with this money system, you want to track what comes in and out monthly. And you want to give every dollar, or give each dollar, a job. Money loves clarity. So you want a money system where you can track what comes in and out each month so you can see it, and then give each dollar a job so the default isn't to spend it or accrue more debt. And then secondly, you want to set 3 money goals. One is going to be a survival goal. One is going to be a stability goal. And then one is going to be a surplus goal. Let me break those down for you. So you have 3 money goals. Survival goal is to create an emergency fund, so you're not one emergency away from total panic or a bunch more debt coming in because you have to make this last minute purchase or something. Survival goal is 3 to 6 months of expenses saved in an account that you don't touch. This is what helps you to breathe and to take risks along the way as you're paying off your debt, so you can kind of lower your debt balance while rebuilding your savings, so it gives you a little bit of room to breathe. And then the stability goal. You can't out budget broken income. You need to decide how much you actually need to make to thrive, and then do whatever you can to build towards it. More money made equals more money to pay off your debt and to rebuild. You need enough cash flow to grow, to breathe, and to play offense. So basically, set a savings goal, set an income goal, and then your last one is a surplus goal. So once you're consistent with this plan, you're tracking your stuff, you're making payments, you're negotiating and saving money where you can. Now it's time for this surplus goal. This is where we shift from catching up to getting ahead. You want to decide what percentage of your money that you're willing and able to invest in yourself or into building wealth. Even 5 to 10% of your money will change the game for you. I recommend that even while paying off debt and building your emergency fund, that you invest a certain percentage of your money at first in yourself, in your skill set, in your education. Maybe it's hiring a mentor to help keep you accountable, consistent, and to map out your next level, or joining a community with like-minded people to support you along the way. Maybe it's purchasing books and courses to help you improve your mindset and skill set. It doesn't matter. Long story short, you just need to be investing money at first into yourself. And then as you build those skills, the income, the consistency, then eventually in building wealth through different investment vehicles, which I'll leave that up for you to decide. It could be real estate, could be stocks, could be crypto, up to you. And then the third thing is celebrate. You've got to celebrate your progress along the way. Every dollar you pay off, that's a vote for future freedom. That's a statement that you are done living under this umbrella of pressure and poverty, that you didn't come this far and work this hard just to be a debt slave and to be stuck. So make sure you celebrate along the way. So debt doesn't mean that you failed. It doesn't mean failure. It was an expensive mistake and lesson that we both needed to learn, unfortunately. So if you're ready to take control, be sure to download my free debt payoff sheet in the description, where it's going to help you put into action everything you learned here today. And if you'd like my support, you can book a call down below for us to work together. I'll help you to improve your internal and external operating systems so you can create more productivity, peace, and prosperity in your life. Please like this video, comment down below what you took away or what was helpful, subscribe for more in the future. And remember, you deserve peace, you deserve freedom, and you can have both starting today if you just start with paying off your debt. This was how to start paying off your debt. Hope it was helpful. Much love, my friend. I'll see you in the next one.